Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Hello, everybody. Yes, the intro music is back, but I very much will likely get claimed. So, but I figured fuck it, because I'm going to be showing a clip from Velma that's been going around on Twitter, because we'll be talking about that shit show on HBO Max. And I figured what better way to go into that shit show than showing the clip. So I know HBO is going to claim me anyway. HBO is going to claim me anyway. They're kind of like WB. They're kind of assholes in that regard, pretty much. But
all I can hear is a Chinese asshole.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah, HBO is asshole, and Steph might join. We don't know.
I know nothing.
I guess she's been having a good time. I don't know. That's all I can say. We might have another guest. It's a maybe, but we'll see. We will see. But you at least have our lovely faces, and we'll be talking about the situation with Ezra Miller. Because he must have some deal with the devil or something, because he did all that shit and somehow got away with just a $500 fine.
Yeah, slap on the wrist for him. You can just sneeze that out.
Yeah, pretty much. Then you have that I'm not going to try pronouncing his name. I know I'm going to butcher it, but the actor who was in the Eternals came out and was complaining about the limited roles for non-white actors, but in doing so, kind of let out that there's another agenda in Hollywood, and that is that they're really hesitant to cast non-white actors in villain roles, basically. So they're limiting the non-white actors to just good guy roles, pretty much. So it's racism all around, pretty much, folks, in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And then, it's the shit show that is Velma, and we'll be showing a clip. So I figured, fuck it, HBO will claim me anyway. So I'll do the normal intro, and we'll show you the clip, and as well as a couple articles about how backlash is among CBU fans over race, and how the Velma boss opens up about exploring for a queer relationship in the new series, basically talking about Velma, even though Velma has never been anything but straight in anything up until now. But before I say hello to the chat, Blabs, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Oh, hi, guys. You can follow me on Twitch, Blabbering Collector, Instagram, Blabbering Collector, Twitter, Blabbering C. I have to plug Full Aussie. You guys need to go and subscribe. Mod drop a link for Full Aussie in the chat, please. Thank you. Sub. Yeah. Follow. Yeah.
Yeah. The Full Aussie channel, I had to get those subs up because all the Full Aussie streams are re-uploaded over there. So if you missed it Saturday morning, so it is pretty early now with the time differences for most people, it gets re-uploaded on the actual Full Aussie channel. So you go check it out there. And well, you can find me here, obviously, and then my Twitch, Jade_Fire. Wasn't able to go live the past couple days because I've been busy, so I'll be back to a normal schedule this milestone Monday. I'm running a day behind or something like that in my mind. I'm so tired. I thought actually today was Sunday. That's how tired I've been all day.
I was sad that today was Saturday evening, because then that means tomorrow's Sunday, and then after that it means it's Monday. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I know, but Sundays at least. Okay, Steph's not gonna make it.
Oh, okay. She says she's dead, guys. R.I.P. Steph.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But anyway, what was it? I saw a message and I completely blanked out about. Oh, Sunday I play D&D anyways. I generally take Sundays off, so I'm kind of looking forward to just relaxing tomorrow. But anyway, so okay, say hello to the chat. First off, we have Dan Blackroyd. I do technically have a lollipop, but I don't feel like opening it right now. So there,
I do have popcorn, so I'm really full. So
yeah,
I'm all done.
I had Indian food tonight, so that's pretty filling. Or at least the portion they gave. Okay, your barmy redeemed hydrate. I'll take a swig now again. Guess that's the emote that he used.
Oh,
I know I'm gonna have to scroll back up because I know there was a member message and everything, so I gotta scroll up. Best way to spend Saturday night is to watch the best babes of nerd culture. Thank you, Orange Hat. Good to see you. And Trey, hey Mara, Steph, and my Nita Blabs. I'm ready for the cringe. Well, for you and Dan, again, I played this video. Where is it?
Me. Oh, what up, my Nita?
So, thank you, everyone. Andrew, good to see you. Sunny and Brave Megatron, the Velma show looks like shite. Yes, it very much does. Very much does.
I hear the comparisons of Carrie, and I'm like, what? So I really don't want to watch this.
Oh, you mean the Stephen King Carrie?
I guess.
Well, if that's the case, then it's no, Carrie itself was a good story, but to compare it to Carrie, I mean, depends on what they're comparing it to Carrie at, like.
I'm
In
just seeing
terms of-
comments about saying it's about like similar to Carrie, and I'm like,
Okay, I'd have to see those. I'd have to see those comments because I know Carrie. So basically, in a nutshell, since you haven't seen it, basically, Carrie is a story about a teenage girl whose mother is like one of those very, very ultra conservative, overbearing, religious types.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of keeps her. It's like, not sequestered, but like she doesn't tell the girl anything like like what she could expect with her body. So when things start happening,
yeah, I think I've seen that like when I was a kid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's okay. So not going like
She
full
freaks
of
the fuck out in
detail.
the shower, doesn't she?
Yeah. Well, in the high school shower, and then ends with her pretty much like decimating just about the entire senior student body.
Casual.
So yeah. So I see Teresa, one of my partners. Yeah. So I see like Teresa, one of my partners in crime in Conan D&D. Hopefully, we're almost nearing the end of the campaign, so we're getting close. And I'll check it out. Remind me, Megatron, because I know you did drawings of Daphne and Velma.
Mm-hmm. I saw those. Those are good.
So Corey, hello. Yes, this is my Rumble. This will be mirrored over there. So if it gets claimed, you can go check it out on that side. TD, hello. Make sure. And there was a member message from Gravy D. Greetings, lovely Steph. Well, she's unable to make it tonight. And the beautiful 2/3 of Maz's Angels. Gravy, I like you, but don't ever call us Maz's Angels.
I like it.
Nah.
I'm fine
That
with
means
it.
that
You may
puts
call
him
me
in charge.
Mazza's angel.
That
or
puts him in
Mazza's
charge.
spawn of hell, whatever. I prefer that, to be honest, an angel.
That makes him the
Angel.
devil.
Yeah, I'd rather that, to be honest.
Ezra Miller is my favorite white villain in Hollywood. Well, thank you, Gravy. And then he gifted Mr. Bentham. I'm trying to make sure because I know Gravy gifted a membership to. So hey, TD. To TD. So thank you, Gravy. Good. Thank you very much for that. Jeff. Okay, now I'm like I gotta go on the YouTube side to see this stuff.
What's up, Discord? I have a story for you. Text me.
Let's see. Make sure I see Tim F. Hello. Jimmy the Cast. Hello. Jeff Atkins. Okay, scroll buff. Okay, now let's see. Gigawatt. Hello. Only watch clips of Velma. Yeah, and that was enough for me. That was enough for me.
I saw the trailer.
I don't hate you, but we gotta talk about it. So, Kumal Nanjiani. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anyone. It just jumped on me. Big Raj with the super sticker, and it's a thumbs up. I know that because that's what he sends. Sultan, hello, good to see you. Abomination, hello. Quiet Robots, good evening. Diesel, hello, good to see you.
Hi.
So, well, Trey is, but he gave you the black card pass, so I guess you are too, Lethal. Hello, Darian, good to see you.
Hi.
Let's see. Citric 19. Hello, watch the original, none of the 33 variants. Yeah, I'm like, nope. Let's see. Hello, Disparu. You know I'm calling you Maz as Angles? Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, angles.
Yeah, Mazza would only wish he was Bosley, let alone Charlie. And that's it.
We
All
lose
right,
all the
so
races. This is true.
yeah. Thank you, Ruben. 2 hearts for 2 beautiful ladies. Thank you so much, Ruben. Good to see you. And yeah, so okay. So do you want to get like the Velma shit out of the way, or do you want to talk
Just
about
do
Ezra
it.
Miller?
Do the Velma shift. That's I think the worst thing of the night.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play the clip first. I'm play the clip first. I don't know if you've seen it, Blabs. It's the one where she's in the courtroom.
No, I haven't
But
seen that one.
it is very fucking cringe.
Great.
And I quote tweeted it with the Rotten Tomatoes score saying, "I hope that hurts." So let me just make sure I have that up. All right. Chrome tab. They changed. All right, StreamYard changed on me. All right. There it is. All right.
Apparently, Lethal has 28 titles. One for every revolution around the sun. That's like horrible, like illustration. Ugh.
Well, technically this doesn't work here, but I'll see what I have. I'll see what I have. Yeah, go in the deep end. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Soul Assassin. All right. So here it is. This is the clip I'm talking about, right? Make sure the volume's up. All right.
Fred Jones did not kill those 2 girls. His whole life, Fred has never had to lift a finger to do anything. He's been so pampered, his body hasn't
It's
even
not
felt the
actually
need to-
playing well. Like, it's all broken up and choppy.
It might be StreamYards. So, yeah, they only see legitimacy in white characters, so they keep race. Yeah. Hey, fuck Norris. Good to see you.
Fred literally can't feed himself.
That's not true. No, you just cut the food and put it on the what's the dumb thing called? A dingle hopper.
Great. Show us.
All right. Why did it stop? Oh, good. It's buffering.
Yeah, I haven't actually gotten able to see anything. It just kind of keeps freezing every 2 seconds.
Anyway, but like it's like that where he like doesn't even know how to cut a steak. He doesn't even use like they make it like Fred is so stupid he does not know how to use a knife and fork to cut his own food. So
Imagine having this IP and that's the storyline you go with.
Yeah.
That's what they're all doing. Marvel, Lord of the Rings. Imagine having this IP and then doing a show story.
Cutties.
Yeah, like he goes like basically he just like turns to his mom and goes, Cutties. Pretty much. Like asking his mom to cut his food for him.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be fun. Like, this is basically, according to this tweet, and I'll just, like, reduce the video. Why did Velma have to do this to Fred after wrongly accusing him? Who thought this was funny or cool? So, basically, I guess, like, according to the person who, like, put the video on the tweet, apparently Velma accused Fred. And then, I guess, found some clues that said, like, he didn't do it. But then proceeded to treat him like this.
I'm confused. So, okay, here's the thing. I've never watched Scooby-Doo and any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Is Velma and Fred friends? I thought they were friends.
Yeah, they're friends.
So why is she accusing him of something?
Because this, from what I can tell, this is supposed to be like, you know, like before the Mystery Inc., that's what they call themselves, gang, actually gets together, like forms the Mystery Inc. So it's primarily focused on Velma, but she knows these characters. She knows Fred, she knows Daphne, and she knows... He goes, like, they make Shaggy his nickname, but they call him Norval, pretty much. But Shaggy was his name in the show. And, they race-swapped Shaggy, race-swapped Velma, and they race-swapped Daphne. So in the original show, all the characters are white. They've pretty much been established they're white, per the original creators.
So basically what you're saying is before... the established show, they were all of color, and then they said, fuck it, we're gonna make everybody white. Chronologically, that's how it happens.
Yeah, or it's like, like non-white, or they're in a race swap. Everyone but Fred, just so they could have a whipping boy.
Yeah, but I'm
Pretty
saying,
much.
is that like other stuff still canon? Like, where they like when they're white, everyone's white. Is that still canon?
Oh, that is still canon. That pretty much
Then
is still.
basically they are doing what they did with like the hobbits and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, aren't they?
The
The hobbits
Scooby's
were all
not in
different
this show.
colors of skin
Yeah.
colors, and then they all of a sudden they're all gone. They're all white. So
Yeah.
they all
I
died.
mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because this is technically a prequel.
Yeah,
Days
exactly.
are
That's
on.
what I'm saying. So they're
Yeah.
all race.
Exactly.
They're all fucked up then.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it. Cool.
Yeah. Good night, Orange Hat. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
I don't think so, because generally the original show would have them solving the crime and then have them unmasking the culprit pretty much at this, not the scene of the crime, but like away from everything. Like they catch him, like, not like there wouldn't be any trial or anything. They would just unmask the killer that's thought to be a ghost or a vampire or something like that, and then Velma would generally be the one to unmask and say it's been like this person the whole time, pretty much. And that's the running joke amongst people, is that whenever you hear people say, like, I would have gotten away for it if it hadn't been for you pesky kids, that's never really what the bad guy would say. Like, I would have gotten away with it, pretty much. Yeah, they would just get arrested. There was no courthouse scene or anything like that. So, and then basically they were all friends. They were all from different backgrounds. But their different personalities meshed well, and they worked well together. Fred, while he was basically, like, I guess, gung ho about solving crimes, he wasn't stupid. He wasn't what I call stupid. Velma was a bit smarter than he was, but he wasn't stupid. Same with Daphne. Like, they all were intelligent to, like, to some degree or another. Even Shaggy, in most cases, even though, like, he was generally the scaredy cat of the group, along with Scooby. That was it.
I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm learning pop culture.
Yeah. But Fred was never a jerk. And Daphne wasn't a bitch. Velma wasn't a bitch either. But they felt the need to do this. So, yeah, meddling kids, yes. And they would have got away with it too if it hadn't been for systemic discrimination, yes, pretty much. So, yeah, for me, he's Shaggy. He will always be Shaggy. So, and then they did movies, live action films. Freddie Prinze Jr. played Fred. Sarah Michelle Gellar played Daphne. What's her name? Matthew Lillard played Shaggy. I can't remember the actress's name. It's blanking on me, who played Velma. But they were, even in the movie, even as bad as Freddie Prinze Jr. was as Fred, they were all still likable. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen because now they're using Linda Cardellini. Thank you. And that's
she's Hawkeye's wife in Avengers.
Yeah, she played Velma. So she was also in Legally Blonde.
That's right.
So, but now you got this spin going on. Like Mindy Kaling's Velma sparks backlash among Scooby-Doo fans over race. Nothing to do with the show is shit. The humor doesn't land at all.
The animation's shit. Look at that still right there.
Yeah. Hey, Mazza. There were 4 people with a dog that solved mysteries. It wasn't high art, but it didn't need to be. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's... Look at StreamYards. I don't know what the hell it is with StreamYards now. But yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. is, like, super woke, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, she hasn't
He's
quite...
a bully.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar, like, used to be... rational, but now she's kind of, like, she's jumping into the woke end, pretty much.
Of course.
But anyway. So, Mystery Inc. The Mystery Inc. are back, but in a different way to what fans might expect in HBO Max's Velma, which premiered on Thursday, January 12th. Difference between Velma and the previous series and films in the Scooby-Doo franchise is that this time Velma Dinkley is taking center stage in an adult animation set before the classic show, which we wouldn't mind, we wouldn't care about, because people liked Velma. Pretty much. People liked Velma. They did not need to change anything about her, anything about her personality, nothing like that. But they did that. But now they're hiding behind the race card.
Where have we seen this before? Oh wait, like almost everything that's come out in the last year that involved race swapping.
Yeah. Hey, John Connors. Yeah, he does be nicey hot. Would the show have gotten anywhere near the attention it's getting? That's what they do. That's what they do. They take an established IP because they have no creativity on their own accord and do this, and then hide behind the race card. Like, oh, like you obviously don't like this show because you don't like the fact that they race swapped Velma to an Indian, or they race swapped Shaggy to a black guy, or they race swapped Daphne to an Asian, or anything like that. No. Well, we do have an issue with that because it's pandering, it's tokenization for the sake of forced diversity. That's what we have a problem with. We wouldn't have a problem with this show if they had just, and we wouldn't have a problem with them making like necessarily an adult version if they had just stuck with what we knew from the original Scooby-Doo series. Kept the characters pretty much the same, and then add a little bit more of adult humor to the show rather than make it like entirely kid friendly. Pretty much. They could have done that. But they chose to go this route, particularly because of Mindy, who can't shut up about anything other, like, that's not race related.
Is she even that great of an actress? I honestly don't think I've ever seen anything of hers.
She was in the American version of The Office. I know she was in that. And I know the only thing I know her from is voicing Disgust in Inside Out.
I've never seen that one.
So she voiced Disgust, and as for that character, she's a decent voice actress. But I only know about The Office. That's it. Velma presents the origins of Mystery Inc. by following the gang during their time at Crystal Cove High School, where Velma begins to investigate a series of murders. She enlists the help of her BFF turned nemesis, Daphne Blake, Norval, Shaggy Rogers, and Fred Jones to solve the case.
Same disparate.
The Mindy Project. I never watched it, but yeah, that she was in. It's like that was basically her little pet project, and no one remembers that. She was a forgettable one. Yeah, she obviously, because I couldn't remember the Mindy Project, and that was in her own vehicle. Velma may not feature the talking Great Dane that defined the original Scooby-Doo, hence the name. That's the dog's name. Animated films and series, but it does feature diversity by race swapping 3 of the original show's 4 main characters. Calling's Velma is now Indian, while Woo's Daphne is portrayed as Asian, and Richardson's Norval is African American rather than being white. Fred is the only Scooby-Doo character to remain the same, and they made him an idiot. Mindy show star Calling has explained why she and showrunner Charlie Grandy decided to make Velma Indian in an interview with Entertainment Weekly magazine. She said, "We knew it would be fun for me to play Velma, but we had a conversation where Velma is white. And we have this new choice to do the show, and if I'm voicing her, should she be white or should she not be? Yes, she should be white. That's how the character was originally intended. That's how she's originally written. That's how she's originally drawn. That is the character. She is white."
This is so stupid.
If she was black and they race swapped her, we'd still be pissed off because that's the original character. We'd still be pissed off because it's still race swapping. It's still a disservice to the creators of the original series. We were really inspired by the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's animation. We can do anything. The essence of Velma is not necessarily tied to her whiteness. She missed the entire point of Into the Spider-Verse if that's what she's taking from it, pretty much. She missed the entire point.
And I identify so much as her character. So then you're saying you identify with a character as white. So what's the big deal?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. What is the big deal? She's saying literally she identified with her as a character, which means that race didn't matter to her. So why does it matter that she race swap her to Indian if she already identified with that character? I'd be mad if they made Scooby a different kind of dog. Yes.
It's a Chihuahua.
Yeah, it's just, hey Warren, it's a self-insert pretty much. That's how narcissistic this woman is. It's a self-insert. So it's like, yeah, let's make her Indian in this series. Despite this, viewers appear divided by the decision to race swap several characters in Velma, and some took to Twitter to share their opinion. One Twitter user wrote, I'm willing to accept the new design, but I'm sorry, this ain't a race thing. People are mad because this doesn't feel like the Scooby Gang. What's worse is each character, other than Velma, seem like they're one note without much in terms of growth. Mystery Incorporated is best. Another fan tweeted, true diversity is about creating and standing by original content as opposed to using cheap parlor tricks like race changes. Velma's about cheap race changes as opposed to creating something original with original new diverse characters that stand on their own. Again, why they use existing IPs. Why they use it. Because they have no creativity. Snoopy-Doo, yeah. Make Scooby a poodle, yeah.
Yes, let's petition to make Trey as Disbrew for a movie about Disbrew.
Yeah. Like the memes going around, like saying like Ryan Gosling would play like Barack Obama or Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Things like that. If it works one way, so works the other way.
I want Matthew McConaughey as Black Panther. Make it happen.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wakanda forever. All right.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah. Wrong tab. All right. Okay. Some Twitter users criticized the show for being woke for race swapping characters, while others tweeted that they felt the animated show was poor because of its writing and how little it felt like the original Scooby-Doo. Only one fan defended the show's decision to race swap multiple characters, writing in a series of Twitter posts, you can make Velma Asian, black, white, etc., and she would still be Velma because her character is not based on her race. She is just Velma. Okay, then Black Panther's not based on his race either. Make him white.
That's it.
Storm is not based on her race.
Twitter. Matthew McConaughey is Black Panther.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yes. So,
then Queen Elizabeth will be played by Oprah Winfrey. There.
Nope. Do the original rumors of this going around and cast Amy Schumer as Barbie.
Elliot Page as Superman.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Where else can we go? So. Oh, let's think.
Amy Schumer as Princess Leia.
Leslie Jones is Wonder Woman.
Ugh.
Go that route. Leslie Jones is Wonder Woman.
In like a bikini. Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. Ugh. Hey, diversity, and
cellulite.
If you don't find her attractive, then you're a bad person. Because apparently, I found that out on Twitter. I said the actress who plays Ellie in the upcoming Last of Us series is unattractive, but God forbid.
Oh my God, she looks horrific.
Yeah, I said that, and I was nice about it. That's all I said. She's unattractive is what she is, and people were like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
She's literally referring to herself as a they, them, and a she, her, whenever she feels like it. This woman's a nut job. If we say she doesn't even look attractive, I don't think that's the least of our worries.
I'm like, really? You're gonna harp on me about that? Pretty much. I could have said she was beaten with an ugly stick, but I just said she was unattractive. And people were saying that can't say anything, don't say anything at all. I can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But I was like, we're also taught.
These are the same people who would put death threats and wish death upon people who don't agree with them. So fuck it.
I was like, we're also taught sticks and stones may break our bones, but names will never hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so and we're like, what if she sees the tweet and she gets as if she would get upset? I'm like, I don't fucking care. Mm-hmm. What's she gonna do? I'm pretty sure people.
You're right, Disbrew. Sorry, I just saw his comment. If you ever watched Doctor Who, she 100% does. Oh my gosh!
After this article, I'll show my tweet because you'll see the picture, and I'm like, she's not attractive, and she's young, but she's not a kid. She's gonna be 20 this year, so she's not like she's 13 or something. And I'm like, I'm judging her her looks. No, I'm like she's pretty much this close to being an adult. She's fine. She'll live. The world will still turn. Except like this person here is like you can make like except that her character is not necessarily based on her race, but she is white. So yes, technically that is a facet of her character. If a character isn't specified racially, which she is per the original series, she's drawn as white. Why do we default them to white every time? Because she's fucking drawn as white early on in the original series. That's fucking why. Maza, I don't know if you watch any of my Resident Evil streams, but Trey can attest to this at least. I literally judged how cute the baby was in that opening sequence.
Yeah, but there's some really ugly babies out there in the world, so.
I'm saying, like, that's how I am. Yeah,
and if you
I'm
say
saying,
I'm wrong, you're just lying to yourself. Admit it.
Yeah. I said, like, my first thought was, like, that is an ugly baby. So, yeah, I will even judge babies. Yeah. Let's see. Pedro is Joel as a miscast, yeah. But then, like, you know, they cast him as Joel, so they had to race swap his brother as well, Tommy. The character isn't specified racially. What is this person smoking? Yeah. Specifically white. We know because she is white. She's so anyway, that's pretty much the article. They show the tweets.
Well, make go away.
Yeah, so
this what is there season 2 out? Like, is there
no,
one coming out?
they just started airing it on the 12th. So this
You'll
is
see, season 2 will not happen.
So, I mean, companies have made dumber decisions. So
I know, but like
that Rings
if
of
it's
Power
already that bad on the first
Yeah.
episode, it's probably gonna get tossed out.
Yeah. Well, you would think that Amazon would have learned with Rings of Power, but it looks like we're gonna at least get a season 3. So
Well, they have to, don't they? It's more like 5 seasons.
yeah, but they're not exactly locked in entirely. Yeah, there's a deal for 5 seasons, but they're not locked in. So like they don't even have, according to the studio execs. So they could conceivably cancel it after the 3rd season if it does poorly. But as far as I know right now, we know we're at least getting a 2nd season and quite possibly a 3rd. So yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but yeah, but dumber things have happened. Kids need to be yelled at if it's how they learn that life is big and doesn't center around them. It's just how the yelling is done that needs to be watched. Yes. Yep. It's just I was an ugly baby, but I'm okay with that. Anyway. Hey, Vinny Art, that cartoon was designed to have people fling shit at them online. It will be canceled. Like I said, you know, when it happens, like, I'm not saying it won't be, but I'll believe it when I see it. Because, like I said, companies have made dumber decisions. So, one last thing about article about Velma. We don't have to go through this entirely necessarily, but they're also making her part of the LGBTQ community. Velma has always been straight. She's always been
Is she
straight.
the big les now?
Well, apparently she shares a lesbian friend's kiss with Daphne in one episode. I don't know which one, but there's been screenshots going around where she like kisses Daphne.
What?
So there's kind of
Okay.
like, yes. So Bryan Cranston should play Storm. Make Superman a fat black stoner.
Fuck yeah.
So, all right. So Mindy Kaling has opened up about the decision to give Velma Dinkley a queer relationship in HBO Max's upcoming animated series, Velma, discussing the character's sexuality alongside creator Charlie Grandy.
Why is this even a thing, though? Like, why are they bringing this stuff up out of everything to talk about and everything to promote for a show? This is what you think of. This is what you think people want. Like, who are you appealing to? The 1% of idiots?
Yeah, well,
What?
it's the
kids' show.
It's the defenses they bring up. So if we complain about the character, we're either racist, or we're homophobic, or we're sexist. One of the three, or all three, pretty much. But but basically they do this shit so that way, if anybody complains about it, they can take the playbook out and throw the
Playboy. Take out the Playboys.
Yeah, playbook and accuse us of racism, sexism, homophobia, or even transphobia. Because who knows? They might even introduce a trans character in the series. I have no idea. But
The
they
dog.
do that.
Scooby.
They do that.
He is trans.
Yeah. They do that so that way they have that shield pretty much. Original show, we didn't know the sexuality of any of the characters. We didn't need to know. So, Kaling, who works as an executive producer on the series as well as voicing the character, said the show's characterization of Velma was a gift to explore. I work on a couple of the other shows about young women, and it just felt like this gift to explore, knowing that there's all these expectations for the character. It was for this reason why it really felt worthy to do an origin story of her, which we didn't need. Grandy added that the pair's plans for Velma's sexuality were embraced by the network, revealing that the series would include a kiss between Velma and Daphne. The show's decision to make Velma part of the LGBTQ community comes after numerous debates over the character's sexuality over the past few years. Debates on Twitter are not real. Again, we didn't know in the original cartoon, we knew nothing about any of the character's sexuality. We didn't need to know. But in subsequent follow-ups from the original series, she's always been portrayed as straight, developing crushes on guys, from what we can tell. She was not LGBTQ. In 2022 animated film Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, Velma develops a crush on costume designer Coco Diablo, with the character confessing her feelings to her friends. The decision to give Velma a same-sex crush was later welcomed by Linda Cardellini. Yeah, she played Velma, who played the character in James Gunn's live-action Scooby-Doo movies of the early 2000s. So Guardians of the Galaxy director Gunn had previously revealed that he too had tried to highlight the character's sexuality in his films, but the scenes hadn't made the final cut. In 2001, Velma was explicitly gay in my initial script. And this fucker is helming DC.
Mm-hmm. DC saved.
Real crap, Twitter. DC saved.
The dude always freaks me out, though. Like, he just looks like a pedo. He does.
Oh, he made.
He's got that.
He made pedo jokes on Twitter.
Exactly. He looks like one.
Yeah.
He looks sleazy, gross. Ugh.
Most likely versus a. Yeah, on Twitter, it's most likely versus a bot. Chances are, because. Yeah. So, but the studio just kept watering it down, becoming ambiguous. The version shot, then nothing, the release version, and finally having a boyfriend, the sequel. Because, like I said, immediately following like the original series and things like that, she's been straight. She isn't. Yeah, it's all saved. Yes. Counter argument on Velma. Velma's a role model for the more shy, bookish girls that showed them you didn't have to go through life being a thought. You could be a smart girl and still have a life. Yes. People loved Velma. They loved her how she was. James Gunn made Aquaman screw fishes, so DC's totally saved. Yeah, I'm like, anybody who thinks DC's saved now that Gunn is taking over, what are you
After
smoking?
the whole Henry Cavill thing? I don't think so.
Yeah. The whole push for her to be all over Daphne directly from Pornhub. And yeah, I'm saying it's just like, anyway, but anyway, like, you know, it's like, again,
Maybe not.
If you think Gunn is going to save DC, then I want whatever you're smoking, because that's some strong shit. But that's it. That's it. So basically, not only are they using the race, like your racist card with the Velma show right now, but they're going to be using the homophobia card because now she's part of the LGBT community. So. Yeah, Tracy, I got news for you. Yeah. James Gunn will put them in pre-K. Yeah. Cavill's out is a massive blow. Yeah. Cavill's out, and that's a good segue. That's pretty much a good segue. I'm gonna close these Velma articles because that's pretty much a good segue because Cavill is out.
But now, but you're thinking like Cavill. We're thinking beautiful specimen. We're gonna see, wow, look at that, and now we're gonna see Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Because they could have continued Superman's story. They didn't necessarily have to continue it, whatever Snyder set up in the Man of Steel movies. But anyone who's read Superman comics know that he's had a life well past working for the Chronicle, working as like a reporter and things like that. Lois Lane knows he's Superman. They're in a relationship, everything like that. But he has to go back. He has to go back and show you Lois Lane not knowing he's Superman yet and work for Perry, that stuff. So Cavill's out. He's too old. But instead, we get this shit. Ezra Miller is staying, as far as we know right now. And not only has he avoided jail, he's avoided Dodge's jail time, and he's got a plea deal, and he's been fined only $500.
All right, when does the Flash movie come out? Is that coming out this year?
Should still be this year.
That's gonna be the worst PR
Should still
ever.
be this year. And yes, Cavill was the perfect Geralt because he actually knew the Witcher books, and they started royally fucking with the that lore in the second season. June. Okay, yeah, I knew it was coming out this year. So June. They're still pushing for a June release of The Flash. And is anyone even looking forward to this? This movie's been in production hell for years. Is anyone looking forward to this movie?
No, I'm not. I could give a shit about this movie.
Why is he not in prison? Good question. Let's just go through this article. Why is he not in prison? So in the latest example of the Flash star managing to dodge consequences for their actions, Ezra Miller has accepted a plea deal that will allow the actor to avoid jail time in the case of his burglary of a home in Vermont. As per an official press release from the Vermont State Police, Miller was arrested on May 1st, 2022 at approximately 5:55 p.m. after the Vermont State Police was notified of a burglary complaint at a residence belonging to victim Isaac B. Winokur on County Road in the town of Stamford, Vermont. The initial findings indicated that several bottles of alcohol were taken from within the residence while the homeowners were not present. As a result of an investigation that included surveillance videos and statements, probable cause was found to charge Ezra Miller with the offense of felony burglary in an unoccupied dwelling. So subsequently, all right, this is going through like the whole like the litany of charges.
Yeah, didn't they go like through Hawaii and all that too? Whatever happened to that stuff?
Like I don't know. Someone is making this go away. Subsequently, Miller appeared. Yeah. Before Vermont State Superior Court Judge Carrie Ann McDonald Katie on October 17th, 2022, and pled not guilty to one count of burglary into an occupied dwelling and one count of petite larceny, $900 or less, two charges which carried a combined maximum penalty of 26 years behind bars and over $2,000 in fines.
You need to highlight this comment.
Yeah, I know. Settlements is why he paid the first.
Yes, sir. Right away. Here I go.
I know. I'm saying it's like he paid the like. I'm saying like, it's like, but like one like $500.
You know what I want to know? I want to know what Emma Watson's thinking right now because she and Ezra Miller were friends. So I don't know if you guys know, but a movie came out back around 2012 called Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is actually a really good book. And I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty good. And they got along really, really well. So when he got cast in Fantastic Beasts, where he plays like one of the main characters and the story is basically focused around him, she was like, here's my advice for you. And he even said, oh, I texted a friend who was, involved in the films, and she gave me some advice. He was talking about Emma Watson, but now it's all hush-hush. That used to be like, oh my God, I love Ezra. I love Ezra. Now what? What's going on here? Interesting.
Well, she's quiet, but I part of me thinks that she's not going to say anything now, but I could see her coming out
in like 20 years
later.
From now when she writes a book. Mm-hmm.
Well, not even then, but like a little bit later date down the road, like supporting him because he's getting better, sort of situation. I can see her doing that.
Hey, chat. First of all, this makes a lot of sense towards Fantastic Beasts because Ezra Miller is still a main character in Fantastic Beasts, and his character in the third film basically could die off screen and it would still work. So this is, this all makes sense. I have my reasons.
Say the bullying, the mother get in trouble. I don't know. Like a lot, like their settlements were made, so it's like they're not releasing the details for anything that I've seen. However, it seems Miller has managed to avoid a trip to Task Force X, As per deadline, the actor's legal team was able to reach a plea deal with the state's prosecutors. Presented to and accepted by Judge McDonald Cady on January 13th, 2023, the deal offered by Vermont State's Attorney Office allowed for Miller to plead guilty to the lesser charge of trespassing in exchange for a reduced sentence of just $500 in fines and a 1 year of administrative probation, which basically means that's it.
Yeah. What's his net worth? I'm gonna Google that real fast.
Yeah. Yeah, if anybody's did that,
He's worth
There's no
about
way.
$4 million at least.
yeah, she's self-partnered right now. As far as I
No,
know.
she's dating some dude. She's always into dudes with man buns. Wasn't it Disper and I who did some research on this a couple months ago? She's interested in man buns, hippy dippy, liberal type guy.
Mm-hmm. So, well, she has a type.
Mm-hmm.
About to play your MMO to show them they don't have zero. Yeah. So his net worth to Hollywood is priceless. Yes. Amo Monty. Yeah, I saw that shit. Literally.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. She likes some soft betas. Yeah. What's it? Did you find his net worth?
Yeah, it's about $4 million. I
So
think
this
it's
is
more than that. I think it's definitely more, especially with Flash coming out.
Oh, yeah, like that's net, and generally net doesn't account for like other stuff like royalties, beginning things like that.
Yeah.
So
Right, I'm gonna back up
and then you
Dan
have the
Vasc
Flash,
here. Dan
the movie
Vasc
coming
would
out.
never date Emma Watson. She's too much of a SJW. The end.
Yeah.
Most of the end up his nose. It's true. I'm in love with the
Man bun.
Coco.
Doesn't she know Quarter Black is married? Yeah. Let's see. Okay. As part of the plea agreement here, the state will dismiss without prejudice counts 1 and 2 of the burglary and petite larceny. Judge McDonald Cady explained to Miller who she addressed as, oh my fucking Christ, Mix Miller, on account of the actor's non-binary identity on Friday morning.
Is he like a Chex Mix?
That's basically to remove gendered
Miller.
language because he's non-binary, so he's just a bitch.
I'm
Hey,
gonna call
Jossie.
him Chex Mix.
Yeah. You'll be on administrative probation for 1 year for the unlawful trespass that you'll be pleading guilty to. If you complete that probation successfully and the probation is closed and discharged, count 1 will remain dismissed. However, if there's a violation of probation that was filed that a court found probable cause for, the state could refile the count 1 burglary. The judge concluded the conditions are about mental health, substance-free living, and no contact with Mr. Winokur. In addition to such standard requirements as regularly informing a probation officer of their current address and alerting the probation agency of any possible probable causes for new criminal charges, Miller's probation will also require the actor to abstain from alcohol to the extent that it interferes with their employment, the welfare of the actor's family, or their self or any other person. So is he gonna is Warner Bros. Gonna give him a handler for this year? Because we're trusting this guy who's done all this shit. Yes, they're trusting this guy who's done all this shit that he's going to, on his own, abstain from alcohol. Justice is blind, especially when you have Hollywood money. Yeah, pretty much. I didn't read the article, but I saw that a guy in Bolivia changed his gender to female to get the custody for his children. So. Following Miller's sentencing, the actor's attorney, I'm not going to bother reading her name, told the media, Ezra Miller pled guilty this morning to a misdemeanor unlawful trespass in Vermont Superior Court and accepted the conditions imposed by the court. Ezra would like to thank the court and the community for their trust and patience throughout this process. What community is trusting this guy? Really? And would once again like to acknowledge the love and support they have received from their family and friends who continue to be vital presence in their ongoing mental health. Okay, where was his family and friends during that shit that happened last year.
Probably spending his money somewhere else.
Yeah. Mental health wise, mental health dangerous, so he needs to be removed from the general public while going to therapy. But of course, he's protected by the cult. Well, yeah, the Hollywood cult, pretty much. Speaking on behalf of Winokur, Vermont Deputy State Attorney Alexander Burke of asserted that the plaintiff is in support of this resolution as it protects his privacy interests without having to go forward with trial, as well as ensures continued mental health treatment for the defendant. It essentially acts as a deferred sentence on the felony matter, which was the design of the agreement, which will continue to allow the defendant to engage in his employment that they choose to engage in. All right, so pretty much. I mean, it means he basically, as of now, he gets to keep his job at Warner Brothers. That's what that means. Because the Flash movie's coming out. It's still coming out.
Shit.
So, yeah. So, hey, Jacob. Because like I said, I know Trey answered this, but who is actually looking forward to the Flash movie? We've not seen... I, for one, have not seen any... Yeah, I've not seen any trailers. I've not seen any trailers. We've only seen the behind the scenes stuff. They've reshot scenes. They've removed, cameos for Superman and Wonder Woman from that movie. Start a poll, okay?
Let's see what happens. I bet it's gonna be like a huge percent saying, nope, don't care.
Right? Ask just yes or no. Let's see. Okay, the poll. Just gonna let that go for a little bit. I gotta watch it on the YouTube side. There it is. Pretty much, flush. As of now, they're still planning on releasing it. As of now, they are still planning on releasing it. So, I have not seen anything to the contrary. Use the control to click. Yes. Probably. I don't know. I'm not saying a yes on my end, but we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't see one either.
Yeah, so. But anyway, all right. That's enough of that. Let's get him off the screen. So basically. Okay, now it showed up. Yeah, someone did click yes.
Ugh, 7%.
Yeah, so. But yeah, Flash is not a Norman characters. Normally, he's like the main characters: Soups, Bats, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Flash is a weird guy. You see, I love the Flash character. I love Barry Allen. I know he's not like necessarily a main staple necessarily, but I've always like gravitated to like the Flash, Green Lantern. As much as I love Batman, I love Green Lantern and Flash as well. Could have been good, but now we gotta have Ezra Miller. Phyllis says that Keaton is the main reason you would see the movie. See, there's not enough for me. It's not enough for me to have like a cameo, pretty much.
Nope. I think I've seen like 2 DC movies. I just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I was never into it. It was always so dark too for me when I was growing up as a kid. So I was like, I don't want.
Well, see, I love DC because of the fact it was dark. The fact that like it was like the opposite of Marvel. And I'm not saying I don't like Marvel, because on the Marvel side, my favorites are Spider-Man and X-Men. And I'm a woman, and my favorite is Spider-Man, who is not a female character.
That's not allowed.
Yeah, go figure. But I gravitated more towards DC because of like the darker atmosphere. So that worked for at least for my taste, pretty much. And I think I've seen all the DC movies, even Suicide Squad, which I did not like whatsoever. Okay, here's the... Okay, all right, now, chat. Let that poll go for a little bit longer, because I want...
I'd take a Daniel Radcliffe cameo for Blabs. Oh, thanks, Miss Brew.
So, hold on. I mean, as a writer, yeah. So, yeah. Hey, Mr. Insanity. always gravitated to DC because they can and have gone dark more than Marvel ever will. Yes.
Ooh, hi, Insanity.
That's my preference. Like, nothing against Marvel, it's just my preference. And see that picture there? That's one of my favorite Batman villains. He's not a main villain. That's Man-Bat. Really awesome character. But they always gravitate towards Joker, Catwoman, Penguin, and the like pretty much. And they're way overused. But anyway. Folks. There's an agenda in Hollywood.
What? No, it's not. You're lying.
Can you believe that they don't want to cast non-white people as bad guys? So basically, in that mentality, they're limiting roles for minorities in Hollywood.
I'm like, can't you tell? I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
They say. Good gracious me, where am I? The clutch.
I'll probably age myself, but have you seen a show called Boy Meets World?
I mean, I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
There's a perfect clip from Mr. Feeney, the principal, who says, like, let me show you my big surprise face. And he just, like, just stares at the kid like this. Like, that's how I feel, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Right now. I'm just like, aha. Trey's gonna bash me.
Bad guys, yeah. It's a man bad, baby. Yes. But he's pretty much become a Norman character because at least the films always want like him as a villain because both comic book fans and normies know him pretty much. So they always gravitate to like the big names that even normies would know. But like I said, they could use Man-Bat and have like a gothic horror centric Batman movie. And they always choose like the big three pretty much. You got Topanga, yep. That's his girlfriend's name, Topanga. Hey, Becky. Cast Shaq Black as a Black Manta.
I gotta look up this chick, Topanga.
Yeah, Topanga. Anyway. But let me just start going through this article. Boy Meets World. Thank you, Mike Crab. Anyway. So Kumail Nanjiani. So Eternals and Obi-Wan Kenobi actor Kumail Nanjiani is recently accused Hollywood executives of racism, claiming they are refusing to allow non-white actors to play villains. In a lengthy interview with Esquire about his upcoming TV miniseries Welcome to Chippendales, Nanjiani admitted to the fact that Hollywood executives and casting agents are not casting non-white actors in villain roles. He first posited, I think that Hollywood now, even though they're trying to be more diverse, is still weird. Oh, do tell. Esquire's Henry Wong then went on to summarize Nanjiani's argument. The problem, Nanjiani wagers, is that good intentions can sometimes lead to misguided solutions. If the bad guy is a brown guy, what message is that sending? As is framed by Wong in the Esquire article, Nanjiani concurred, telling him, and that's just as limiting as anything else. I want to play more bad guys. Because in Hollywood's mind, they have a non-white actor as a bad guy. They're sending a message that like
all about race, my gosh.
Villain. Yeah.
Everybody drink because we're drinking. Well, I have water, but
yeah. So watch Woman King entire movies made of black villains. Yeah. Yeah, Boy Meets World still holds up, in my opinion. Boy Meets World still holds up.
I've always wanted to see it, but I've just never happened. Didn't they do like a remake of it on Netflix or something?
Oh, that's
Girl Meets World.
Girl Meets World, and that's like Corey and Topanga's daughter, I believe.
Yeah.
I've never seen Kumail Nanjiani and Ryan Kendall in the same place, so neither have I. Will Friedle also voiced Ron Stoppable in Kim Possible. He played Corey's older brother in Boy Meets World. So, I'm getting it. Nanjiani then compared himself to fellow Marvel Studios actor Sebastian Stan, who not only plays Winter Soldier in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but is also able to jump out of the role and become a character named Steve, who is an organ-harvesting cannibal serial killer in the Hulu original film Fresh. After briefly comparing himself to Stan, Nanjiani unwittingly revealed the anti-white agenda throughout Hollywood. You don't say. The actor stated, Sebastian Stan does these big Marvel movies and then he'll play a psychopath. I was told that it's going to be hard because people don't want to cast non-white people as bad guys. In fact, Wong claims that if Welcome to Chippendales were not based on a true story, Nanjiani believes that the central role would have gone to a white actor. I have no idea what the story is based on, so. As Nanjiani notes, this anti-white agenda is an open secret in Hollywood. It's part of the whole representation agenda that these massive companies have adopted and began propagandizing onto audiences. So, according to their Amazon Studios inclusion policy and inclusion playbook, touted by head of studios Jennifer Salk back in 2021, she stated, with the establishment of our inclusion policy and inclusion playbook, Amazon Studios has committed itself to being a thought and action leader in the transformation of our industry. We know how much work there is to be done to improve representation both on camera and behind the scenes, and it starts at home with us. With clear directives and a commitment to accountability, these guides provide a path toward a more equitable future, both on and off camera. So they're all about representation, but then they don't want to cast non-white actors in villain roles, which essentially limits non-white actors. So I'm trying to do the math here.
I just think it's all a bunch of funny bullshit.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that math here. Nothing's adding up. Nothing is adding up. I watched Rescue Rangers. Did you watch Rescue Rangers, Dan? Oh yeah, I forgot he voiced Terry McGinnis. He's done quite a bit of voice work. He's done quite a bit of voice work. I forgot about that. And this is the woman right here, that Jennifer Salk, who said that. This isn't isolated to Amazon Studios. Walt Disney Company has an entire initiative called Reimagine Tomorrow, which documents obtained by journalist Christopher F. Rufo and published in May 2021 included training on systemic racism, white privilege, white fragility, white saviors, microaggression, and anti-racism.
I remember that.
Yeah, makes you want to work for Disney, doesn't it?
Nope.
I love Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. I also love his catchphrases. I am the terror that flaps by night. I am the weirdo who sits next to you on the bus. So, brainwashing propaganda, yeah. The reason, so I'm not going to go through all this pretty much, because this goes in basically the Hollywood of what they've been doing pretty much, but the gist of this article, thinking of this, as he's pretty much unwittingly doing is putting that agenda out there and for the world to see pretty much, and that the whole diversity and inclusion representation is really all a bunch of bullshit, because there is still inherent racism within Hollywood, because to not appear racist, they act racist because they don't want to cast non-white actors in villain roles. So they themselves are acting like white saviors.
The circle continues.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's just nothing really surprises me in Hollywood anymore.
That's what I'm saying. This whole him revealing this is I'm like you said, not
We've
surprised.
come full circle.
Whatsoever. Yeah, not surprised whatsoever. No, and I've watched a lot of movies growing up. And when I say a lot of movies, I mean movies from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I've seen movies pretty much every decade since the birth of Hollywood, pretty much. And I've seen how they treated Black and Asian actors, in particular in old Hollywood, old age Hollywood, pretty much. If you were a Black or Asian actor, if you were a Black actor, you were typically cast as a servant role. You were a chauffeur, a butler, a maid, pretty much. Or there was very stereotypical representation of the black community within those movies. And then couple that with Asians. They pre-World War II, they also were relegated to more servant type roles. Then World War II happened, and those kind of flipped, and they were primarily, not always, but primarily cast as the bad guys, the villains. Sort of like a propaganda-esque attitude in Hollywood. Not saying I know history, so I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything that the Japanese did, but I'm saying what Hollywood did with their Asian actors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're basically
It's always been about propaganda for Hollywood. Yeah. Always.
So it's like this whole situation is pretty much the 21st century version of like what Hollywood has always been like. It has not changed at all since its birth. And I'm sitting here, like I said, I can go through a brief history of like my experiences watching movies and how like they've handled characters. So anyone acting surprised at this, I'm like, they've always done this shit. They've always done this shit. It is nothing new.
People think the Hollywood just started in the 90s or early 2000s or something, because Black Panther is the first black superhero, so it just started Hollywood. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Hollywood even would cast white actors in Asian roles. At times. Boris Karloff as Fu Manchu. Myrna Loy as his daughter. Not good actors, but not Asian actors. Hey, Wicked.
Hi, Wicked.
I'll get with you tomorrow or something, but it looks like I can change my Wednesday YouTube stream to Thursday, so if you're still down for playing some Dead by Daylight, let me know. So I should be able to do that. $5 super chat from Albert. Remember when Ezra had Gal talk about smashing the patriarchy while promoting Justice League? I do remember that. He's a perfect meme of a male feminist. I do remember that. I do. I'm just going to end this poll right now, but no is at 94%. Yes, it's at 6%. Up for the flash.
Those 6% are trolls, we know.
Yeah, I know. They're trolls. Russian bots, pretty much. All right, awesome. For me, Hattie McDaniels as Mammy in Gone with the Wind was true main character. She was the best simply because she was, and she won an Oscar for that role. She won an Oscar for that role. Hattie McDaniels. Yeah, but she was relegated to servant roles. So good actress, but they Hollywood. That's all I can say, pretty much. Glenn Larson, Knight Rider creator, once mentioned making women the bad guys because the audiences wouldn't accept it. Women can be bitches. They can be villains. So look at the movie Monster. Charlize Theron played Eileen Wuornos, a female serial killer. So they can be bad. Anyone can be villains. Anyone. It's not relegated to skin color or sex or sexuality. But anyway, that is the end of that article. So I told Blabs, and we'll make this as quick as possible. It's not going to be the hour-and-a-half long debate of Call of Duty Zombies or anything like that. But I want to do a tier list, and I picked the Pixar one because there's not a lot of choices. So we're going to kind of put them in like a tier list. I'm not going to bother changing the lettering or anything. Now, I've not seen all of them, so I don't know.
No, I've not seen all the Pixar movies either.
But I found this. All right. So you got Bug's Life, Brave, the Cars movies, which I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. I didn't even like that one either.
Yeah. I have not seen Coco. I've not seen
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Turning Red.
I have not seen Lightyear.
Not seen Lightyear.
I've not seen Lightyear. You know what? We're gonna put that there, just for the hell of it. And I've seen all of these. All right. So where would you put Bug's Life?
I haven't seen Bug's Life in ages.
I haven't seen it
It's a
since
good
I
one
was.
though.
I put it like an A. Like I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's
I
like.
was gonna say an A.
I wouldn't say it's S tier, but it's not like it's better than B.
It's got great music, great story.
Brave.
I actually didn't really like Brave that much. I thought it was annoying and kind of boring.
So, I only remember having to put the subtitles on because I couldn't understand a damn thing she was saying.
All I remember is if you had the chance to change your life, would you? I can't do Scottish, but there it is. I don't know, put like a B or C. I
Okay,
don't know.
there's no F, so I guess technically D is F. I put it C. So I really don't remember it that much. I think this is the first Cars.
I didn't like any of the Cars.
I enjoyed the first Cars because it was like an interesting concept, pretty much. So I'm gonna put it B, but these two, I did not see. So I'm just gonna.
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Coco either. I don't know if that's any good.
I've seen parts of it. I don't want to put it in D because the parts I've seen are good.
I've heard it is good, so I don't know.
Okay, parts I've seen, I'll put it here. Okay, Finding Dory.
It was alright. Wasn't really anything special. I didn't really like Finding Nemo all that much either, to be honest.
I would put Finding Nemo. So this one had potential, but they messed it up. I'm gonna put it there, and Finding Nemo, I'll put it here.
There you go.
No,
I'm one of the weirdos that actually liked Incredibles 2 over the first one. I think the whole scene with Jack and the raccoon is like top tier. Easily fighting the raccoon is the best thing of the movie.
See, I didn't mind the second movie, but it's like one of those where it's like you're waiting so many years for a sequel, and that's what was delivered. But The Incredibles, I would put. Hold on.
Okay, guys.
Me,
the
I put it up here.
raccoon literally makes the movie. Or else I would put it at the same as the other one. I didn't think the first one was the greatest. The music is great. I love the music. But raccoon scene is my favorite thing.
I'm putting Incredibles as S tier just because it's like, like the old, the like golden age superheroes, things like that. And this one, actually, I put it down here. You've not seen Inside Out?
No, I have not.
I'd recommend seeing it. It's decent. Because it's like the underlying message is how like each of our emotions is like can be beneficial. Hold on. Thank you. The reason Throne did so well in Monster is because she's a bad person. Abused male cast and crew on North County abused male cast and crew on North Country and abused Tom Hardy making Fury Road. I'm not saying she's a nice person in real life. I'm just saying she played a villain. She played a bad person. But Inside Out is a cute movie. I probably put it here, but it's like worth a watch. And Mindy Kaling is bearable in it. She voices disgust. That's the green character. Luca.
S tier.
That's S tier? I was not a fan of it.
I loved it.
I put it here.
Nah, S tier. It was so good, especially with all the Italian music as an Italian, and I loved it.
Would you like settle here?
Fine.
Where it's not all right. I'm like saying like I was not really a fan of it. Monsters Inc.
Everyone loved Monsters Inc. And I didn't think it was that great.
I'm gonna put it I put it here.
Yeah, that's all right. Like it's not,
Yeah,
it's not like the S tier, but
no. So, Monsters University.
That one was funny. Here's the thing: I haven't watched the first one in ages, but I watched the second one when it came out, so that one's more fresh in my head, and I just remember that one being pretty funny.
Obligatory classes comment. Hello. Monsters Uni. My God, it's a kick blast.
That's all it is. It's Blabs hating kick Blabs. We can all thank Lethal.
So, I would put Monsters University. I'd like to put it here, where it's not quite as good, in my
I'd
opinion,
say
as
B is
Monsters
fine.
Inc., but like it's a decent sequel. Onward.
It was
This one-
alright. It had a
this one-
cute story,
Mhm.
but did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it a couple times. I'd
I
probably
felt
put
like it was pretty
here.
long, but it was decent. It was nothing bad.
Yeah. Ratatouille.
S tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's S tier. I love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is my favorite Pixar movie ever.
Soul.
I've never seen it. I hear the jazz music is good. I don't know. I've never seen it.
The jazz music is good. But it's not memorable in my opinion.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I guess I'm not sure what that S tier is, Jeff Atkins, but like for me, Soul is. I watched it once and it wasn't memorable for me. It really wasn't memorable for me. The Good Dinosaur.
I
Have
have
you
no
seen
idea
that?
what the hell it is.
Follows this dinosaur Arlo, and he finds like this cave boy child. Like he's like separated from his family because of the
Oh, this
storm.
sounds like a weird version of Pete the Dragon.
Yeah, and he finds his like cave boy kid, and he's like, it's like he makes his mission to like get back home, and he brings the boy with them. Like the boy was stealing the dinosaurs' food, like they're basically the dinosaurs are farmers. So, but I put it, it's all right. It's not like bad. It's not bad. It's not like good either. Turning Red.
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
You really don't need to.
I heard it was awful.
Let's
So
see. Toy Story 2. Well, first off, Toy Story 3. I would actually put S tier.
yeah, I liked Toy Story 3. That was good.
So
Toy Story 4 is shit. I hated it.
yeah, that goes there. Toy Story. I would put it here because it was kind of the early, start of Pixar.
Yeah, I don't remember Toy Story 2 to be honest.
It was okay. I put it B. So basically, like that would be the order.
I like Up. Maybe A.
I know Toy Story 1 is like goats, but I liked 3 just a bit more than Toy Story 1. So Up.
An
Yeah,
A?
I put Up at A. Yeah. I loved Up. And then Wall-E.
I actually hated Wall-E. Fucking hated Wall-E.
So I didn't hate Wall-E, but I hated how they removed the blame from the people. Like, it's like, oh, it's just a company and everything. And people got people had to go into space because of how they damaged the earth with like litter and pollution and things
All
like
I
that.
remember, because I've only seen it the one time, is Wall-E and Eva. And that's literally all that I remember. And fat people in like space.
Wall-E's the future Blabs, yeah.
Huh?
I would put Wall-E here. Just because I wasn't a fan of them like removing like putting all the blame on the company and basically removing any responsibility from the people themselves. Pretty much. But yeah. So sorry, Wall-E to me is not S tier. It's decent. It is decent. Majority of these films exist on the success of Toy Story 1. Yeah, so. But anyway, that is our list. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. That is the beauty of opinions, pretty much. Unless you call an actress unattractive, and then you draw the ire of the Twitter crowd, pretty much. But anyway, so thank you all for hanging out with us for this episode of Talk Nerdy. It looks like it's going to be like shorter streams now because like we were able to start early, so that works for us pretty much.
We like to sleep.
Yeah, because I've been up since like when I say early, I mean I've been up since like 5 o'clock.
So 7, which is like a sleep in for me. So I'm like,
yeah.
Can't wait to go back to sleep and sleep in again.
So me, I'm going to remove my makeup, watch a bit more of Hellraiser, Hellseeker, and then go to bed. So, before I play the outro and say goodnight to the chat, Blabs, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitch, Blabbering Collector, Instagram, Blabbering Collector, and Twitter, Blabbering C, and also Locals, which is also Blabbering C, if I remember. And I'm gonna plug the full Aussie because we're trying to up that. Hang on a second, let me find full Aussie. Full Aussie, copy. Paste.
Watch
Yes.
my Twitch streams, Yuts, more. I drop that word all the time.
There you go, guys. The full Aussies in the chat. Go and follow them. We're at 233 subs there.
Yes, and this is my Twitch. I'll be back on Twitch Monday. As far as I know, playing the Femme Fatale COD stream.
I think we're still doing that on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double check.
Yeah. So like I don't want to say for certain until I get basically the thumbs up from everyone. But I know I'll definitely be returning to Twitch Monday. I just don't know what I'll be playing right now. Yeah, I do want to watch that as well. I have not seen that. But anyway, so thank you, Chad, again for hanging out with us. Next week it should be on Steph's channel. We will we'll tackle Steph and hold her down and get her to confirm one way or another if it's going to be on her channel next week or not, because that woman is the hardest to get in contact with.
She's a very busy lady right now. Let's put it that way. Super busy.
So that's why we got to tackle her and hold her down and get an answer from her, and then let her up and so she can do whatever she needs to do. Pretty much.
Air, oxygen, breathing, that stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that most people need.
So, but like I said, it should be on Steph's channel next week. So tune in for that. And it'll be the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So hope you all that works a bit better time for you all, and we can catch that. So, good night. Have a good rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. And we will see you all for Talk Nerdy to Us next Saturday. Peace out.
Bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.